Hi everyone, welcome to 5 Quote Shakespeare, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone clips. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to visit my YouTube channel for a chapter-by-chapter analysis of the most important themes in the story. See the description for details. Thanks for watching. The female version of the hero's journey is quite complicated. It's complicated by the fact of childbirth. Now that might be controversial to say, but childbirth is the female hero's job number one, simply because without the sacrifice of giving birth to children, life quite literally ceases to exist. And if we don't have that, it's painful, really painful. There are sacrifices women sacrifice in terms of their career, in terms of physical safety, physical comfort. There's a lot of sacrifice for the mother, and it's incredibly heroic. But without it, we don't have life. And so that is the female hero's job number one. The male hero's job number one traditionally has been to make the world safe, to cure the wasteland, to keep the dragons, to keep the tigers and the bears out of the village, DC. That's been typically the male's role, and the female's role has been to make life itself. Now those roles are very, very much interchangeable, of course, especially today with all of the comforts of modern technology. But yeah, at the core, at the fundamental, most primitive core, that's what we've got. Now we can go even deeper than that. I mean, the woman giving up a lot of her life to taking care of children. At even deeper than that, this is really interesting. At the existential level, at the deepest level, the mother's sacrifice is the sacrifice of Mary here in the Pietà by Michelangelo. It's absolutely gorgeous. Her son dies. Of course, her children will die. And she gives birth knowing that, DC. And it's almost an intolerable knowledge that she is giving her child into the world of suffering and eventual death. When you're born, you enter the realm of time, and time is tragic because all life ends, do you see? So here's the Pietà. The hero is born into the tragic realm of time. This is one of the saddest quotes I've ever heard in my life. It's from Samuel Beckett, from his play Waiting for Godot, the great existential masterpiece. It's incredibly sad. Women give birth astride a grave. The light gleams an instant, and then it's night once more. A very Shakespearean cadence here, by the way. It's a beautiful, beautiful line. Think about what that means. Women give birth astride a grave. The light gleams an instant, and it's night once more. Why bother? If that's what life is, then why on earth are we bothering? Now the answer to that is what I've mentioned at the beginning of this. The hero story, making the world a better place for people while we're in it, do you see, is what we're supposed to be doing. Women create life and men make life tolerable, do you see? That's what the hero's jobs are. So here, Professor McGonagall, she hints at this. She says, it's true, faltered Professor McGonagall. After all he's done, after all Voldemort's done, the forces of darkness, the forces of evil, the forces that are making this sacrifice not even worth it, after all that he's done, all the people he's killed, he couldn't kill a little boy. It's just astounding, of all things, to stop him. A little boy, a little baby. But how in the name of heaven did Harry survive? Love, do you see? That sacrifice of the mother is what makes life tolerable to us. Because of a mother's love, we will live, we will suffer, but we will revitalize the world and make it a tolerable existence. And we have to remember this. This is what our religions used to tell us this. They used to provide this sense of comfort to us, but in cultures that don't have those religions anymore, we see it in the figures of like Mrs. Weasley. Watch the movies of Mrs. Weasley, brilliant acting there. Read Mrs. Weasley, and you get that sense of the sacrifice of the mother. And do you have to ask yourself, Mrs. Weasley, was it worth it? Was it worth it? You don't have to ask that, because you see her as a living embodiment of that, of the grandeur of that sacrifice. It's absolutely beautiful. So there's the mother. How about the father?